show. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Long, semi-retired pro wrestler, and today, I'm your host. The Royal Rumble is coming. This is Royal Rumble week. We got the Royal Rumble coming this Saturday. This Saturday is coming from Indianapolis, and I've got some really, really bold predictions. The WWE Universe is buzzing right now with the excitement. And in case you don't know, the reason why everyone is so excited about the Royal Rumble is because it's like the road to WrestleMania. It's like pretty much almost the wild card in trying to figuring out who pretty much is going to be in the Super Bowl. And that's what we're all looking forward to, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to dive into some of the most unbelievable, onto some of the most bold predictions, surprises, and shockers that you can expect this year. So make sure you stick around, because I'm going to reveal some surprise, one that's going to be so legendary, it's going to shake the wheels off your car. It's going to shake the WWE to its core, and let's just say, if you smell it, you might not believe it. So we're gonna kick this off by looking at some of the top contenders for the Men's Royal Rumble, some superstars who can punch their ticket into WrestleMania. The first one I'm going to take a look at is the obvious one. It's CM Punk. You know, CM Punk is definitely on a redemption tour. You know, he's only been back with the WWE for a very short time after a very long time hiatus. And in 2024, he was number 27, and then he was eliminated by Cody Rhodes. And we know Cody Rhodes went on to finish the story at WrestleMania. But I think fans are really eager to see somebody like CM Punk win. I think that'd be very exciting to see CM Punk win. You know, CM Punk left the WWE for whatever reasons that he had before. That's not the title of this podcast, so we're not going to talk about it. But he left the WWE for whatever reason before, and now it's just like, now he's back. Will he get some kind of gold? Let me tell you something. I think that he might get the gold, but it's not going to be because of the Royal Rumble. I think that Logan Paul, that's right, Logan Paul is going to eliminate him, and it's going to ignite a WrestleMania blood feud between those two. And I just feel like the words that those two guys will be able to use against each other on the microphone is going to be epic, right? Because it's like, Logan Paul's not really a wrestler. He's not a traditional wrestler, right? Logan Paul came in, and Logan Paul was just like more, let's just say Logan Paul was, he's a YouTuber. He's a YouTube personality. That's exactly what he is, right? He's not an athlete, not known for anything else. So he's kind of like, he could be viewed storyline-wise as an outsider. So if he's an outsider, why is he getting so much clout, right? Why is he getting the opportunity to do all these things? So I think that definitely Logan Paul versus CM Punk, I think that's a much bigger main event a much bigger match than CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes or Gunther going into WrestleMania. Here's another one that a lot of people are not thinking about that could possibly come back into the Royal Rumble this year, this Saturday, and pretty much just make a name for themselves. Randy Orton. Randy Orton, he's been out on the shelf because KO put him out a few months ago with a neck injury, a storyline neck injury. And I think that the way that storyline would go is that Randy Orton would win, and because Cody Rhodes is so goody two-shoes, he would definitely turn his back on Cody Rhodes. He would have his sights set on Gunther, right? Because he wrestled Gunther a couple months ago for the belt, and he came up short. But now he's going to put his sights set on Gunther, but he's going to go for the lowest hanging fruit, his friend, his man's, Cody Rhodes, because he did so much for Cody Rhodes that I think that it made Randy Orton kind of soft. But let me tell you why that wouldn't work. WWE might save that for after the Royal Rumble to build a storyline, because right now, we only have, let's just call it February, March, April. So we have about maybe, let's say 2.5 months, maybe about a month and a half, somewhere around that. 2 months until WrestleMania. So that means they would have to tie up every single thing with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, because they have a ladder match coming up this Saturday at the Royal Rumble, and then they would have to insert Randy Orton against Cody Rhodes. I don't think there's enough time to do that. They could, perhaps though, make it a three-way. The two guys that were in Cody Rhodes' corner last year at WrestleMania, now all three men are in it for themselves. And that's a good way to take the belt off of Cody Rhodes without really having him take the loss and have Cody Rhodes fought back. Because I personally think Since Cody Rhodes has finished the story, I finished the story. Since she's finished the story, I don't think it's really been like really threatened by anybody other than Kevin Owens. It's taken a year for somebody to be like, you know what, that man might just take the belt off of him. He's wrestled so many different people, and it's just like nobody's really came for his head. And I think the only one that's came for his head is Kevin Owens. And I think when you put the pressure on Cody Rhodes and then have him fight up from underneath, I think that makes him a much better champion. So that's what I see. Another one that we're going to talk about is LA Knight. LA Knight could actually win this Royal Rumble. LA Knight's only had one championship since he's been in the WWE, and I think that it's been quiet for LA Knight. It's been really quiet for LA Knight. Nothing really has been happening. Nothing's really been too much moving or shaking with LA Knight. But, you know, the thing that I'm looking at as well, too, is that could it really be LA Knight? Let's take a look at the comments and see what we got. Dominic McGregor, she's checking in, and she says, Randy Orton's return at the Royal Rumble will be huge, possibly even a dark horse win. Thank you so much for your comment, Dominique. You know what, though? Let me tell you. I agree with that. But when I really sat back in my little comfy chair, right, and I thought about it, I was like, there's a bigger person that nobody is seeing. That there's a scent on this person, and that person has been working so hard to get the scent off of them that they could be telling the truth that they're not going to be in the Royal Rumble. But there's somebody that I'm getting ready to drop a bomb and tell everybody who's going to be in the Royal Rumble. So make sure you stick around for that. And if you're watching this whether live and on demand, make sure that you hit that like button that lets me know that you like what I'm doing, and subscribe. Subscribe means a lot. You know, I got a lot of followers in the past couple of days, so the followers really mean a lot. It means I'm really doing a good job, and it means that we're growing. Got some really great things coming down the pipeline for the Tristan Law Show. But let's go back to LA Knight. LA Knight, WWE might delay his push to keep his rise feeling a little bit more organic, but it's just like at this point, you keep the pot on the water for so long that the water's eventually going to boil out. There's going to be nothing left. It's going to be all steam. But I think if LA Knight wins the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble, the underdog story that can position himself against Gunther at WrestleMania, it's going to be epic. I definitely think 100% send everybody home upset at WrestleMania, make it like the night one main event, and beat LA Knight. Beat him. Have him not win. And have him redeem himself. You know what? Maybe he could put in his rematch clause and beat Gunther the next night on Raw. That would be so awesome. Because Gunther's like sleeping on him like, come on, little man. I already beat you once. Come on again. Let's try this again. There's so much for you to watch. And we're going to have to probably revisit this episode just to see what happens later on in the future. All right, let's see. Here's another person that is in the Royal Rumble, okay, that nobody probably sees that's going to win. So let me tell you what we got. John Cena. You can't see him, right? John Cena is in his retirement tour right now, and it's going to possibly, if he wins, it would set up his final championship run doing his retirement tour. Let me tell you why this is not going to happen. If it's your first time checking out the Tristan Law Show, I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again. John Cena winning is too predictable. It lacks the shock value, and if he wins, everybody's going to go, oh, okay, John Cena won. Okay, great. And he's going to go to WrestleMania and win. No. I want John Cena to be in the Royal Rumble. I want him to come out early, maybe mid-Royal Rumble, right? Anywhere from 1 to 15, fight his way through the Royal Rumble, and be one of the last people in the ring and get tossed out in the Royal Rumble. Nobody would see that coming. I think he should get tossed out by the person that I'm getting ready to drop and let you know who is the dark horse, the one that nobody is seeing. I'm going to let you know exactly who that person is, but you got to stick around if you want to find it. Pro wrestling is so much more fun, but it's not predictable, right? If you can predict what's going to happen, why even watch, right? We're sitting here predicting right now what's going to happen in the 2025 Royal Rumble, men's and women's Royal Rumble. And it's like, now we're going to go watch just to see if any of these things even really happened. All right. I mentioned his name before, but I never really said that he was going to win. But we're talking about Logan Paul. Logan Paul generates massive mainstream buzz, right? Logan Paul is in the same exact category of like the Bad Bunny, right? The Bad Bunny is the rapper Bad Bunny, right? The kind of person that comes in and he's not a wrestler. And what he does is he is he actually presents himself that it's like, yo, wow, he's not just like the traditional star of outside of wrestling. He's really taking this seriously. He's an outsider. So the thing that would make this so special is that Logan Paul is a YouTube personality, and his brother just beat the brakes off Mike Tyson a couple months ago. So it's like, my whole thing is like, with this whole entire buzz around the Paul family, the Paul brothers, that this would be something that the internet would definitely take a look at. It would be something that would definitely hit mainstream television or mainstream news, mainstream gossip. And that's what the WWE wants. In order for you to make more money, more people got to know about you. And in order for more people to know about you, you put somebody who has a little bit of mainstream value to them. All the kids know Logan Paul. All the kids are walking around drinking Prime. South Park even had an episode about Prime. Okay, so if Prime wasn't that popular, that means that Logan Paul wouldn't be that popular. I think that Logan Paul would be the person that nobody expects to win, and then if Logan Paul wins, everybody would be so upset. He would go against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, and that could be the main event. What do you think about that? Look, sometimes I just got to give my own self a hand clap, because when I thought about that idea, I really pat myself on the back. But trust me, I didn't pat myself too hard because I didn't want to break my hand. Oh, so what you saying? You're trying to tell me that that's the person that I said is the other dark horse, the person that nobody sees? No, that's not it. This is where the whole tease things comes in. I'm not just going to tell you right now what I think is going to happen, but let me tell you what's going to happen, because there's 2 Royal Rumble matches that's taking place this Saturday at the Royal Rumble. And it's the Women's Royal Rumble, and we're going to take a look into that. Let's take a look at the chat real quick. KC Samuel showing love from Queens, New York. Pull up. I wish I had a thing for that. I don't have a thing. I don't have a drop for that. So we'll just give you a hand clap. Thank you so much, Queens, New York, for checking out the Tristan Law show. Dominique McGregor, she writes in and says, CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble is possible, but it depends on WWE's plans. Even if he doesn't win, he'll likely spark a major feud or create a shocking moment. Are you reading my notes? Is that how you figure that out? Because you know what? I think it's a really good idea. Thank you so much for your comments. So now, let's flip the script a little bit and talk about the Women's Royal Rumble, where there are just as many big names and shocking possibilities. Look, the Women's Royal Rumble is not that old, okay? It's not that old. It's maybe like, what, 5 years old? 2019 is probably when they started the Women's Royal Rumble, maybe 2018. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but it hasn't really been that short. I'm glad the women get their fair shake, right? Because women could do the same exact thing that men could do too, right? In the sports world, why not? However, the issue with the Women's Royal Rumble is that it always felt short. It's like, what woman are you going to put in there? So what they do is they scrape together some people from NXT. Over the past couple of years, they were scraping together some people from TNA. And this year, I feel like it's going to be different. There's a lot of names that are out there that are floating around. I didn't choose all of them because I'm trying to do this in at least 30 minutes or less, or your money back guarantee. Good for you. Lucky for you, you didn't pay for this, so you're not going to get any money back if it's 31 minutes. But Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair, she's been out with an injury since late 2023, I believe. 2024 maybe, and she's confirmed to be in the Royal Rumble via a vignette. They had a little vignette showing that, oh, the Queen is going to be coming back at the Royal Rumble. That's awesome. I think it's happening. I don't think that she needed to be a secret, because they always have secret people in there, and you don't want one secret to overshadow the other secret, right? Or surprise. So there's somebody bigger than Charlotte Flair who could be appearing. Charlotte Flair is a proven Royal Rumble winner. She adds star power to the women's division in the WWE, and Charlotte Flair winning is definitely one person I can say, you know what, she could win, but let me tell you why she won't win. People don't want to have Charlotte Flair pushed down their throats. We know just how damn good Charlotte Flair is. Charlotte Flair doesn't need a Royal Rumble to become the women's champion. Charlotte Flair can show up on Raw, SmackDown, or wherever the hell she wants to show up. She's on SmackDown now. But she could show up on Raw and SmackDown any night, challenge the women's champion, and beat the brakes off of them with no problem. 1, 2, 3, easy peasy, no problem, thanks for coming. And she's walking out the Queen again. That's possible. So that's not going to happen. But let me tell you, WWE just made a major signing. I think it's a major signing in a women's division. This wrestler is decorated in TNA, and she just finished her contract and with TNA and didn't spend any time on the free agents list. She's worked with the WWE before in recent months between the NXT and WWE, partnership, and she's been in the Royal Rumble before as well too. I'm talking about none other than Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace, right, is going to be in the WWE. They just signed her. A report came out as of yesterday. It could have been before that. I don't know. I'm not into people's contract. I'm not in their pockets, right? But her debut is inevitable. If she comes in and wins, it could definitely flip the world on the head. But there's so many different matchups that you could put between Jordynne Grace and anybody in the WWE. And that's just saying that Jordynne Grace goes directly to the main roster. She's in Raw or SmackDown, that they don't send her to NXT, right? But I think that Jordynne Grace coming to the main roster and winning the Royal Rumble, that's definitely awesome. But here's the thing, though. Even though she signed a contract with the WWE, right, it doesn't suggest that she is going to be in the Royal Rumble, but it also doesn't suggest that she is not going to be in the Royal Rumble. So you know what you got to do? You got to make sure you watch. If you're in the United States, make sure you watch it on Peacock. That's where it's going to be. And if you're international, you guys get everything you get to watch on Netflix. Yep, so jealous. Another one that we probably forgot about in the women's, Becky Lynch. Look, one of the things that I like about pro wrestling is that when people are out of sight, you're out of mind, right? Because once you're out of sight in pro wrestling, there is somebody else that is taking over your spot. And Becky Lynch has been gone since late 2024. She had some Hollywood commitments that she had to attend to. I think that the timing would be perfect, a perfect comeback for her after Hollywood and Family Time. And the thing to keep in mind, though, about Becky Lynch is that Becky Lynch is just like Charlotte Flair. She doesn't need a Rumble win to reestablish herself. She could just come in and just take the belt, take the title, and be no problem at all because she is the man, and she's just that damn good. Alexa Bliss has been out since 2023 due to rumored creative changes and a personal leave. She could be in it. Rumor and innuendo right now is that they were supposed to bring her back with the Wyatt Six and all these other things that are happening, but they took that story and they nixed it. That's just rumor and innuendo because I don't work for the WWE. I can just tell you what the rumor is, right? That could just be something to throw us off the scent. Talking about the scent again, she is not one of those people that I was talking about that's going to be the person that's going to shake the wheels off the car. That's going to shake the bricks and collapse the house because the news is going to be so epic of when that person makes their debut in the Royal Rumble and win. It's not Alexa Bliss, right? The plans, though, for Alexa Bliss could still be on hold. We don't know, but it would be good to see her appear in the WWE Royal Rumble because we haven't seen her in a long time. I hope that everything is going great with her. And Alexa, if you're watching, we look forward to you coming out. One new thing I started doing is I finally caught up on uploading all of the audio-only version episodes of the Tristan Law Show for Season 3. So if you don't want to see my face, you think I'm ugly-muggly, just wherever you find a podcast, just type in the Tristan Law Show and you can listen to my voice. Look, don't blame me, right? Blame my mother. She's the one that gave me a voice for, that didn't give me a face for television and made me so ugly-muggly, okay? It's her and my father. It's their genes that mixed up that made this. So make sure you check that out. You can listen to me while you're on the go if you don't want to listen or watch live on YouTube. Let's look at the chat to see what we got. All right, so Dominique McGregor, she's checking in with her bold Royal Rumble predictions, and she says that Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, or Bianca Belair could dominate. Okay, let me touch that real quick. Becky Lynch, we talked about Becky Lynch. Rhea Ripley, no. Rhea Ripley is the champion right now. She's the world's heavyweight champion. Unless she wants to be cocky like Brock Lesnar and put herself in, because you know what everybody's doing in the Royal Rumble. They're just declaring themselves. Hey, just want to let you know I'm in the Royal Rumble. I'm in the Royal Rumble, right? So she can literally put herself in the Royal Rumble. Why the hell can't she, right? Everybody else is doing it. But Bianca Belair, no. I think that Bianca Belair there's a story brewing with Bianca, right? And that story is going to show itself in just a little bit of time. And that story that I'm talking about is with her tag team partner, Jade Cargill. So pretty much they found Jade Cargill laying a couple months ago on a car, battered, bruised, and have no reason why. It's like almost like a who killed Mr. Burns, who shot Mr. Burns kind of deal from The Simpsons. So we're still trying to figure out who did it. One of the suspects that I'm looking at is Naomi, because now that Jade Cargill is not there, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. But because, you know, Jade's not there anymore, oh, good old pal Naomi's there to carry the belt. I think that's bullshit if you ask me. That's something that we need to keep our eyes on, but that's a whole separate episode that we are not going to get into today because we are focusing on the WWE Royal Rumble. But I think that's just a little bit too much story packed into a bag for Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. It could be somebody else who we don't even notice who did that attack on Jade Cargill. But you know what? If I have to choose, when something happens, right, they always look at somebody. They always look at the relatives. They look at the wife. And they look at the best friend first to see if they got a motive, because it's easy for them. Nobody would think that they would do it. Carmella has been out on maternity leave since 2023. She gave birth in November 2023. She has a son with Cody Rhodes, one of the WWE announcers. I believe that they are married. And you don't have to be married to have a kid. Go to biology class if you don't know. But I think that it would be an emotional return post-maternity leave. But the thing that I think about Carmella, you know, maybe she's not physically ready. So her return may not be in question. Everybody wants to be in WrestleMania because that WrestleMania money is good, right? You want to be there. So it's like, maybe she's not ready. Maybe she is. I don't know. That's something we're going to take a look at. It would be nice to see Carmella back. One that everybody's talking about right now is, you know what? Should I put this as the biggest surprise? No, I'm going to drop this right now. Nikki Bella, right? Nikki Bella is one of the Bella sisters. One of them was married to John Cena. And I think that they had the same, the Bella twins and the Usos had the same exact problem. You couldn't tell who was who. They're both twins. They both look alike. And I could be watching. I can't tell who is who. However, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso have done a good job separating themselves and distancing themselves, because like Jey Uso's out there doing his own thing with the whole yeet thing that he does. And it's just like, he's building his own name. He's definitely a person, Jey Uso, who I can definitely see winning the Royal Rumble. He's the person that nobody would expect, because by him winning this way, he's not being forced down nobody's throat. But I think a Money in the Bank win would be much more suitable for him. And a Money in the Bank, if I'm not mistaken, is in May. So that's something to look forward to possibly having Jey Uso win the belt. But looking back at Nikki Bella, you know, she's been out since 2019, and she's recently teased a return. You know, it's nostalgia. You're going to get the short-term storyline out of her. WWE may have no long-term plans for her return, but if she comes back, that's great. Doesn't really, you know, make a twitching meme. Doesn't make me feel, oh my God, Nikki Bella's coming back. But that's the rumor and innuendo right now that Nikki Bella is coming back. If you like what I'm doing, mash that subscribe button right now. People are subscribing. Let me tell you, next season is going to be a season 4, right? We're getting ready. We're ramping up to end season 3. And when I come back with season 4, let me tell you, I'm knocking the drawers off of all of y'all with all the stuff that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be so much better. And you want to be one of the day ones to say that you were here first. And I appreciate that you're hanging out with me, whether you're watching this live Tuesday or Fridays at noon, or you're just listening to this on demand because 12 o'clock is such a weird time for you Eastern time because you might be at work or whatever. But I appreciate you whenever you watch this. All right, so let's take a look at some big surprises that we could see in the 2025 WWE Royal Rumble that could be happening. Matthew Rodriguez checks in and says, hey guys, what's up, dude? What's going on? Let's see if we can get a little emoji for you. Let's hit the party emoji. Thank you so much for joining the party. We appreciate you checking out the Tristan Law Show. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's see. Matthew Rodriguez said he was doing photo shoots of wrestling match cards. Hard work. Let me tell you, there's no easy work in pro wrestling, whether you're in the ring, out the ring. You know, it's hard work for us all involved. I think the easiest work is probably for the fans. You know, they come through and they just have to be entertained. They're just there and they're receptive to everything. And as long as they get what they like, I think they'll be okay. So let's take a look at the men's Royal Rumble first, okay? What I think is one of the biggest surprises that nobody's really talking about right now is AJ Styles. He's been out since October 4th, 2024, and he's had Liz Frank injury. It's like an injury to your foot or whatever. You get it from like when you jump from high places, or, you know, they say like football players get it and different stuff like that. The typical injury recovery time for that is like 6 to 12 weeks. AJ Styles would be out for about maybe 16, 17 weeks as of this weekend. So like, it makes me say like, you know, AJ Styles is definitely a person that's definitely could be in the Royal Rumble. I think the recovery time fits the timeline, depending on whether he's in rehab and how long he's doing with rehab. You know, as long as no setbacks don't put him back that could delay his return, I definitely think that he is going to be in there. Malachi Black, formerly known as Aleister Black in the WWE. Malachi Black just finished his contract with AEW, which just expired in the last couple weeks. I see them giving him up with a dark cinematic return that would excite the fans, but I don't want him to waste so much time putting him in if he doesn't win. He would have to be somebody like number 2. Right? Just have him come out and people go, oh my God, Malachi Black is back. And then you could probably toss him out there, but you don't want him to come in mid-match, stop the match because the lights turn off. All that happens for him just to lose. Nah, I'm not really signing up for that as well too. WWE might not have any creative plans for him. His wife just got moved to SmackDown. His wife is Zelina Vega. You know, funny story. I went to go partake in the WWE events a couple years ago for WrestleMania in 2019. I'm looking at the chair, WrestleMania 35, and what happened was that I was standing on the corner in Brooklyn next to Zelina Vega and her husband. Had no clue I was standing next to them. So yeah, that's how that pretty much worked. Just me, just oblivious to famous people. But yeah, so he could be on SmackDown. Don't know. The rumor is that he could be the one of the leaders of the Judgment Day, but I don't think the Judgment Day really does too good with leaders. But they're kind of running around wild right now. We haven't seen Finn Balor since he lost to Damian Priest a couple weeks ago. So now it could be maybe Finn went out to go find some extra muscle, and maybe he found Malachi Black. I don't know. It's something for us to watch out for. All right. So when I told you that I had two names that I was going to drop, right? 2 names that I was going to drop that was probably going to shake the walls, right? Well, I told you I had one. The truth is that I actually have 2. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at them. But first, let's just take a look at the chat. Matthew Rodriguez checks in. Thank you so much for your comment. He says, choose the best match card via your take. Mariah May and The Miz will team up to face Timeless Toni Storm and a partner. I have 3 partners in mind, and I want you to choose the best tag team partner. Okay. So 1, John Cena. 2, The Undertaker. 3, Bray Wyatt. This dream fantasy match booking, by the way. Well, you know, I definitely would have to say John Cena because nobody would see him coming. I know. Okay, bad joke. Thank you so much, though, Matthew, for your comment. But, you know, that's the best part about pro wrestling is that we could definitely sit here and fantasy book and just make up our stories as we're going on. If it's your first time here, Matt, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you hanging out with us today on this Tuesday. We're usually live Tuesdays and Fridays at noon. Here's one of the names that I'm going to give you that you might not have thought about who is going to join the 2025 Royal Rumble. Matt Cardona. Who's Matt Cardona? Well, if you Google him, he was known as Zack Ryder in the WWE. Matt Cardona he left the WWE in 2020. The WWE didn't really renew his contract or whatever the case may be. They released him, whatever. But he's wrestled everywhere. He's made a name for himself on the indies. He's made a name for himself doing deathmatch wrestling. He's wrestled for TNA. He's wrestled for AEW, but he's never signed a contract. He's more just like a freelancer. Let me just come over here, do a little bit of work, and come back. Now, Matt Cardona is a guy like me. We grew up in New York, right? And the WWE is the primary wrestling that we know. So the only company that we ever wanted to work for was the WWE. Okay, nobody else. So maybe Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, has been going out and making a name for himself in the past 5 years. He's making a name for himself in the past 5 years so that when he comes back to WWE, he's no longer mid-carder and he is main event status. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. I could see Matt Cardona coming back and he would win the Royal Rumble. He would shock the poop out of everybody and he would go on to challenge Cody head-on, one-on-one. The reason why I think that would be a great match is because Cody Rhodes is, Matt Cardona is on the same exact journey that Cody Rhodes was on, where he had to leave the WWE, find himself, come back, and build up his name value. I definitely see Matt Cardona and Cody Rhodes headlining WrestleMania Night 1. I think that would be a phenomenal match for everybody to see. Cardona could accuse Cody of needing the WWE, of contrasting their own independent successes and who did what and who didn't do what on the indies. And they both have this unique wrestling style, and both guys were mid-carders at the same time. And now we're going to both get them as main eventers? What? That's something that I was sitting there and I really thought about that. So what about Matt Cardona? Right now, he just finished wrestling for TNA, and he's doing an independent show. I think it's Awesome Championship Wrestling. They run out of Poughkeepsie, New York, run by The Now. Two good brothers in pro wrestling that I know. And they have their next show coming up, and Matt Cardona is on it. Will he still be in the WWE? I don't know. Could that be something to throw people off the scent to where people don't know, people don't expect what is going to happen? You don't know. You just have to keep watching the Royal Rumble. Let's go to the chat to see what happens. Dominic McGregor, she writes in and says, if WWE brings him back, he could return as a serious contender rather than a mid-card comedy act. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for your comment. I think it's going to be money for Matt Cardona to come up because he's gained so much buzz on the indies, right? From the day he left the WWE, people were talking about him. Let me tell you this. Matt Cardona wasn't a trash wrestler in the WWE. He's not, right? He came in as one of the Major brothers. I think his name was like Matt Major and Brett Major. There was two of them in there. And he's either one. And he's like built himself up as a good talent. He even had to go out and build his own opportunities because the WWE wasn't giving him the opportunities. So that's what he went out there to do on the indies and TNA and AEW. And, he's just out there doing his thing. All right, here's the biggest name right now that I'm going to mention that you probably don't even notice, because if you're watching this right now, you're watching wrestling all the time, you're probably just like, I don't see this person coming. And when you really sit back and think about it for a second, one of the things that you say in pro wrestling is, never say never. The biggest surprise that nobody would see coming is The Rock. So The Rock wrestled his last match last year at WrestleMania, siding with Roman Reigns, helping Cody Rhodes finish the story. The Rock said to Cody Rhodes the night after WrestleMania, The Rock is going to leave right now. But when The Rock comes back, Cody Rhodes, whether you have the championship or not, I'm coming for you. Wow. That was epic. He just straight murked him and said, you know what, bruh? No matter what happens, I'm coming for you because we got beef. But here's the thing. We saw The Rock a couple weeks ago on the Netflix premiere on the Raw premiere on Netflix. And they all palled around, they hugged, they had a drink. But Cody Rhodes is naive. Cody Rhodes don't see that kind of stuff, right? Cody Rhodes don't say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't trust you because all the stuff you did to me a couple months ago, I shouldn't really shake your hand, I should watch you. But he shook the hand of The Rock. Cody Rhodes and The Rock shook hands, they palled around together in the back, and they took pictures, put it on the internet. Nobody would see it coming. Because The Rock is not planned to be at WrestleMania, because he's not planned to be at the Royal Rumble. Let me tell you something. They could fly The Rock in minutes before he's supposed to come in, bring him to the arena and have that match happen. Okay? That's going to be something that everybody's going to be talking about tomorrow, because instead of them just saying, hey, we're going to get that match between The Rock and Cody Rhodes, no. The Rock comes back. The Rock is number 30, because he's the final boss. He's in the WWE. He's one of the bosses. He can make a match and do whatever it is that he wants. So he's going to say, you know what? I'm number 30. He's going to take the lowest hanging fruit, throw out somebody who we really want to win, maybe somebody like Punk, You know, maybe him and Punk could feud for whatever. Throw out LA Knight, anybody like that, any big baby face. Throw out Jey Uso, you know, who we think is going to win, but nope, throws his as The Rock would say, monkey ass outside the ring, and then sets his sights on Cody Rhodes. I think that the reason why it might not happen, because the schedule conflicts might be true, right? But it would be a huge swerve, and it would leave everybody scratching their head, because I can't wait for The Rock to come and say, you know what, the reason why you didn't see me coming, Cody Rhodes, is because you're soft. It's because you're soft, because you're running around, pounding around, smiling, taking pictures, hugging babies, giving away your belt, doing all the good thing, but you're not focusing on the danger that's in front of you. And Cody Rhodes right now has the biggest target of all the champions in all the world. He's got CM Punk coming for him. He got Drew McIntyre who won him. He got Seth Rollins that wants him. LA Knight wants. Everybody wants Cody Rhodes, right? And Cody Rhodes needs to open up his eyes. Cody Rhodes might need some muscle behind him. So that's what I think is going to happen for the men's contenders. CM Punk, right? But I don't see it happen. I see Logan Paul getting involved with him. Randy Orton could win that Royal Rumble. Maybe make it a 3-way between him, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes. That'd be a really good one. LA Knight, I think LA Knight versus Gunther would be a good WrestleMania match. If you have LA Knight win, but I definitely say beat LA Knight and have him win the next night on Raw. Cena's a little bit too easy. We definitely see him come in. And remember, we're not supposed to see John Cena. Logan Paul would upset everybody if he became the winner. The internet would be so upset, saying that the WWE wasted the plan by letting Logan Paul win. In the women's match, Charlotte Flair, I think it's a little bit too easy for Charlotte Flair to come in and become the Royal Rumble winner. She doesn't need it. Neither does Becky Lynch. Jordynne Grace just signed that massive multi-year deal with the WWE, so we're looking forward to what she can do. She's been in the Royal Rumble before, but this is going to be her first. This could be her first time as in the Royal Rumble as a WWE superstar. Reports have not said that she's in the Royal Rumble, and reports have not said that she's out of the Royal Rumble either. Some of the biggest surprises: AJ Styles, Malachi Black, but even bigger than that, Matt Cardona and The Rock. Speaking of The Rock, let's return to the chat one last time. Dominic Brugger checks in. She says that if The Rock returns at the Rumble, it could be a huge WrestleMania match, likely against Roman Reigns. It could be against Roman Reigns, but the night that he left on Monday Night Raw, the night before WrestleMania, he said, whether you are the champion or not, Cody Rhodes, The Rock has to leave, and when he comes back, he's coming back for you. That's the story that nobody sees coming right now, because we've been swerved so many times. Maybe The Rock is pounding around with Cody Rhodes in the back, because we don't expect The Rock to come back anytime soon, just to definitely throw us off the scent. But you know what? Excuse me. I'm here to put everybody back on the scent. Thank you so much for your comments, Dominique. Thank you so much, Matthew, and thank you so much, KC, for joining me today. The Royal Rumble, though, always delivers the unexpected, and this year it's shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable ever. Who do you think is going to walk out as the winner? Drop your predictions in the comments. I read your comments. I read all comments after the end. So, like, if you're watching this on demand, you're like, damn, I couldn't catch you live, drop your comment, because your comment still matters to me. And let's keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, share, subscribe it with somebody who you know is going to like it. I'll be back on Friday at noon for another episode, God willing. But however, Sunday morning at 10 a.m., we're going to take a look at the Royal Rumble, see what went right, what didn't go right, what's it a hit or bust. So join me there. I'm Tristan Law. This is the Tristan Law Show. Thank you so much for watching the Tristan Law Show. I appreciate your time. And go watch some wrestling. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Flashing red lights, driving it.